Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome to the last section of Kingdoms of Amalur. So, we're doing the Legend of the Dead Kell, or is it Dread Kell? I don't know, whatever. We're doing that DLC. And that's going to be the end of it, so let's just talk to this guy.
Welcome, relax and...
Hello there. You look quite fit, quite able. Perhaps I'll have work for one so hearty as yourself.
It's another elf guy that wants you to work for them. Whatever happened to the last guy?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. It's like...
He probably died in the cavern.
Yeah, probably. I wonder if we go back, if he'd still be there. It's like, so what'd you find? You don't want to go there. Alright, anyway.
Well, once you hear the details, I'm sure you will lose interest. Everyone else does. We of the Alpha Merchant Navy wish to hire a representative to track and kill the notorious pirate Dead Kell and his crew of murderous hanged men.
Pirates.
Oh, we might as well ask about it.
They had many names for him during the Middle Kingdoms era. Ghost of the Frostbreak, the Blood Red Sail. Every captain and swab on the Frostbreak Sea feared for their lives when Kell raised his flag. Many widows were made in those days, my friend. Of course, that was centuries ago, before he was killed.
So wait, we're supposed to kill a dead man?
I am flabbergasted that that waitress's wrist can, A, do that for such a long period of time with that amount of sassy waggling.
Hey, you should actually see what real waitresses have to deal with, though I've never seen steins quite that big.
Yeah, those are massive, probably heavy, probably full steins, and she's just wiggling them all over the place, and they're not shifting anywhere.
I do like her animations, though. She seems to actually be conversing with the people at the table, and I really wish that they would teeter on it.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
And sloshed, kind of in a Disney fashion. Watch when the cutscene moves, she's actually not talking to anybody. Anyway.
Oh yes, the Alpha Navy put an end to Dead Kell generations ago. They tracked him to his island hideaway and turned his ship to tinder. There were no survivors. Now you understand our predicament.
No?
Our shipping and transport lanes are a gauntlet. Dead Kell preys on our ships like scabs feast on the dying. We are helpless against him. We're losing 1 in 5 vessels departing from Earthia. Good sailors gone. Vital supplies sent to the depths. This must end now.
I noticed when
he didn't quite explain how the guy became undead or if he's even like a ghost or something.
He hasn't explained anything, but I do notice he only blinks one eye when he blinks, which is kind of freaky.
I don't know. I thought both of his eyes went there.
Just wait.
Now, one thing I was wondering... Well, one blinks before the other.
Yeah.
But one thing I was wondering is... when they actually do the lip syncing in this game, does the game itself recognize the words being said? Or do they actually have to...
Yeah.
Get everything done. So they have to do that for every single cutscene.
Usually what they have is like somebody say... Well, it depends. I don't think for this game they did it particularly well. But usually they have like a mocap actor be like, ooh, I, you.
Yeah.
And you can chain them together, I believe. But for a good game, they will actually have the person, the voice actor, while voice acting, have a mocap face mask. And you will mocap their lines. Anyway.
You will? Truly? I must admit I did not anticipate this development. Here is your payment. It is made in good faith. Once you've made your preparations, report to Captain Rast Bratigan in the Keys. She will be your escort. Rast is a good and loyal companion and a competent sailor, despite what they say. May Lyria protect you, and may her breath ever be at your back. Good luck.
I wonder what they say about Rast.
I guess they could have actually mocapped a lot of his lines. I just know when, like... The problem is all of the characters' faces can't show emotion properly, like when they're smiling,
Or their eyes bug out because they're like... Ee.
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't feel like everything is totally mocapped.
But their mouths are definitely
Yeah, the lip
with
syncing is
words.
pretty good. Alright.
She is the only captain willing to pursue Dead Kell into the mists of the Frostbreak Sea. Perhaps it is her courage, her skill, her determination. That's not it. Rast is a good woman, but unaware of her own faults, of which there are many. They don't call her the worst sailor alive for nothing.
Is,
We're
very-
going on the good cheap leaky bucket.
I have served the Alpha Merchant Navy since my youth, when I began my career as a deckhand on the good ship Steadfast. He is the scourge of the Frostbreak Sea, a terror who seems intent on sinking every ship we sail from Rathir or elsewhere. If only he'd stayed dead.
So he's probably just some undead corpsey thingamajig.
Yep.
Or he...
Trust Rast.
You could have asked about the Hanged Men.
Meh.
So,
just his
do you
crew.
think it's going to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're cursed undead?
Probably. I really hope we actually get to do some kind of interesting ship-to-ship combat, but it's unlikely. We should play the fourth Assassin's Creed game at some point, because I heard the ship-to-ship combat in that was fantastic. Anyway.
Don't bother me. I'm waiting for a passenger, some suicidal idiot. Can't be caught chatting. I want to make a good impression.
Him, you mean me?
She's Dumsky.
Well, tie me up and drag me under. So you're the one the Navy's hooked into finding Gallows End and killing Dead Kel. It's suicide! Really? Ask the others. Oh wait, you can't. But don't worry about them. Like my mother said, don't weep for the fallen, even if they could hear you. They wouldn't care. You know, the other applicants. Dead. All of them. All of the ones they found, that is. Plenty of others just vanished. One poor fellow was found cut into teeny tiny pieces. They needed a bucket to pull all of him from the surf. But don't you worry, we'll have a fine voyage.
It was funny how we were looking at just random butt the whole time. Some guy standing around.
Oh, I wasn't really paying attention.
What? You didn't notice the guy just standing in the middle of our
I
view?
only have eyes for lady butts. Lady butt.
He's the worst of the worst. A villain who truly enjoys the pain he inflicts. He's a slippery one, though. Not even death can catch Dead Kel. I'd love to be the one to bring him in. Maybe then I'd finally get some respect. It is the mysterious island fortress of Dead Kel and his crew. Why? Do you know how to get there? Because I have no idea. I was hoping to figure it out as we go, but I'm starting to wonder if that's a good idea.
She sounds a little too young.
Yeah, she sounds 12.
Flattery'll get you nowhere, unless I've had too much to drink. Then I'm afraid to say it'll get you all sorts of strange places. I shall not elaborate. Tari and I are ready when you are.
Yeah,
What?
please don't elaborate on what you're like when you're drunk.
What?
Please.
Only what you want with you in case of an emergency. There aren't many merchants where we're headed. He's the fine first mate on the ground next to me. Words aren't his strength, although I'd be pressed to say what is exactly. I found him after I was forced to maroon my last first mate on a desert island. That man became obsessed with me, probably because we had sex. A lot.
What?
What?
This has never been mentioned in this game.
What?
So
Wow.
she-
They got
Wait.
really cavalier with this character, and like
Wait.
no one else in this entire game.
So she marooned him on an island because he became obsessed with her after she did all that with him all the time?
You're on the ocean, I guess. Anyway,
No,
let's
clearly
not.
she
Let's
doesn't
quit this
understand what a
train of
relationship
conversation.
is.
Let's quit this train of conversation before it gets weird places.
Seeing as I don't believe in navigation, I'd have to say no. Not at the moment. Not to worry. Once you've wrecked enough ships, you get the hang of it.
So she doesn't know how to navigate either.
Well, now she does. She just didn't. I'm concerned. I think we'd be better off just swimming and hoping for the best.
If you're ready to depart, my vessel awaits. You'll find her both swift and seaworthy. Just don't go down into the hold. There's a leak down there. It's big. I'm predicting an uneventful voyage. We might even get bored. Off we go then. Trust no one.
Well, Captain?
Except me, of course.
That is incredibly ditzy. Oh, with any luck, we get to the island somehow magically without having to worry about anything. Hey, it's another one of these.
Lo, hear the tale of the Pirate King, who cut a blood-red wake from dark Rathir to Frostspring Sea, and Dead Kell was his name. With hanged men crew and bone-white flag, he sailed from Gallows End. No solace for a sailor true when Dead Kell's ship came in.
Well, I'm bored already.
Did we crash?
Yep.
Land?
Yeah, we wrecked. On the island.
For goodness
See,
sake.
uneventful voyage. We made it there, no problem.
For Christ's sake.
I mean, this is what you get when you crash land on an island and decide that sand is edible.
Hey, let's see if we can find anyone.
Well, she's alive.
What about everyone else? This is terrible. Were they our crew at all, or are these other
There's
people?
no clipping on these props. I can just...
turtle! Turtle crab.
It's protecting its meal. I'll leave it alone. Yep. No, he's definitely dead. Face down on the surf. But there's like no collision on any of these things. I guess there's collision on that, where you can put your foot through a plank. It's
There's
confusing.
some loot.
Oh, hey.
Wow! I did not foresee such a horrendous disaster. Too bad. Are you well? Everything in its right place? Most of the others were killed. It wasn't quick. I heard their cries in the fog, but I couldn't do a thing.
Yeah, what happened?
Dead Kell. One moment there was nothing but open sea before us, and the next there he was. It didn't take much to sink the Calamity. That poor ship was asking for mercy, and Dead Kell granted her wish. Welcome to Gallows End, my friend. At least I think that's where we ended up. I hope you like surprises.
You killed your crew.
Well, she didn't kill her crew. If we got attacked by Dead Kell, she didn't actually kill her crew.
Yeah.
She just had a really shitty ship.
No one is sorrier than I am. Those men and women were my family. Travelling as I do, there aren't many opportunities for closeness. I found that on the Calamity. Found it and lost it. Good thing Tari is still with me. Well, mostly.
Where is Tari?
Wait.
Not sure exactly, but he's bleeding like a gutted fish. We're going to need to reach shore if we want to fetch help. We'll have to come back for him. I wish there was another way.
That probably means he's dead.
God, Miria, bless her. Like Mother always said, never love anything, because all things end up dead. A wise woman, my mother. And very, very sad. The hull drifted off into an eastern cove, where it sank away completely. Only bubbles remain.
I'm in charge.
And a more capable team I can't imagine. It appears our best path to the mainland is through a nearby cavern, but it seems to be flooded and blocked by debris. I do carry some old kobold explosives in my pack, but I've never used one before. Well, not successfully. Are we there yet?
Well, so
I'm so annoyed.
I hope she goes the way of the other leader dude pretty fast. Oh, hey, there's the dude. That would be Tari. I'm not placing any bets on his survival.
Nah, usually in these things, if we leave someone behind there,
Yep.
as good as dead.
Kind of nice that they hand us a bunch of loot on the shore, but I don't think this DLC is starting nearly as interestingly as the previous one did.
No, the last one was just Oh. To whoever finds this letter, I hope fortune has landed you a better fate in this life. Had I not been the irrational youth that I was, perhaps I would have never found myself trapped in this cursed island. Aspirations of wealth and glory do not compare to the comforts of home. That is the truth. May you heed my lessons of hindsight. Avery.
Apparently there are a number of messages in the bottle you can pick up. Creaky, creaky, creak.
Sorry, I'm just shifting in my chair.
Durgan, Fergan. We're getting a lot of, like, fish guts, if you haven't noticed the stuff I'm harvesting.
Ew.
Fish guts! Fish guts. What? You gotta eat someday. Oh, for a second, I thought Avery had already passed away. I don't even know why I'm looting all of this stuff. It's not like I have...
What do you mean by Avery?
Or not Avery. Ari?
Tari.
More loot. Lots of loot. Anyway, tally-ho.
I'm not impressed with this so far.
I'm not impressed... Well, I'm impressed with this environment. Going into it, it actually looks like it might be cool. But the character... the NPC Hook character, whatever you want to call her, ain't so impressive. She's very...
Well, I'd rather
not
have
fun.
a drunken guy than a
Yeah,
incredibly
like a
stupid
disillusioned old sailor type character.
one. Uh-huh.
But I think they were trying to come up with a unique character, and they succeeded. It's just, at this point, she's wholly unlikable, which is...
Mm-hmm. Especially for her comment about marooning that guy.
My hope is either she double crosses us and we get to stab her. I just killed something. Every once in a while I hear something go like, eh.
No, I think she's too much of a flooze to betray you.
True.
More likely she'll be turned by
Dead
the
cow.
dead dude.
Oh, I could see that. Or the last thing that could happen is she just abandons us to run away. Because it seems like that is her modus operandi. Either
Well, it
that or
seems
it's...
as though everyone else dies around her and she's like, oh,
What if she was
survived
actually...
again.
What if she was actually kind of a stupid plant for...
maybe she's actually really evil and devious. But didn't we find like something like that in Mass Effect 3 with that one DLC? Where that supposedly, human officer ends
Oh,
up
right.
being
The Citadel DLC.
She was acting really stupid and naive.
Hey, it's a scav.
Scab, I've never seen these before.
They're new. They seem to have, like, acid packs on their backs.
They have multiple eyes if they're not covering them up all the time.
I've crashed a lot of
Nope.
people,
Nope.
Pat.
Shut up. Don't want to talk to you. I want to loot scav.
Why? Well, I didn't know what she was saying, if it was relevant.
She just said she'd crashed a lot of ships. Kind of not... I mean, just like...
Ships, I could only imagine costing a fortune.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine all the work that goes into building such a massive wooden
Oh, she needs to blow this one up, too.
construct?
Yeah.
Going to explode this next wall. Keep your distance.
Maybe she just barely makes enough money to buy the next ship and crew. Or what she does is she commandeers ships, sails into port alone.
Or she takes other people's, like, really, really damaged ships. Or old ships.
Oh,
What?
I just killed a couple of turtle crabs.
Well, they were all sort of in the same spot. Wasn't the Lanchi eating them, or were they eating the stuff on the ground with the Lanchi?
They were eating on the stuff on the ground, which is suspiciously where the Lianchi was. So I'm not entirely clear on exactly how that all worked.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is glowy and ominous sounding.
Maybe.
Well, it's pretty, though.
It's got a drop point and more scavs.
Scabby scabs. Yeah, I like how they have multiple eyes.
I'm not gonna hit
Ooh,
him.
the noises they make is nice, too.
The, like, skittering.
They're like scythers.
They're interesting. It looks like they used a lot of the Niskaro animations.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go down? We don't want to go down. There's treasure, but I don't care that much. Because there's also treasure.
Jabbering jellyfish. I'm out of explosives. And we're so close. I can hear the waves on the sand. One of us is going to need to find some way to get us through this wall. And by someone, I mean you. You see, I don't swim. Or did I fail to mention that?
You sail on the sea and you don't know how to swim?
Let's go.
How has she survived all these sunk ships if she doesn't know how to swim?
See, I'm going back to my old theory of she's actually secretly smarter than she is.
And she's just getting you to do all the work for her because she's manipulative and terrible?
Yeah. Oh, I see now. You know, I said I didn't want to jump down?
Yep, there's a jump down.
Gotta jump down. Because apparently I'm supposed to go find some explosives in here, as weird and mystical as that would be.
There's something glowing.
Yep. Yep, I'm going to kill these turtle crabs. Yep, explosives. Hey, I managed to avoid killing the turtle crabs.
Well, that's because you only had one ball left.
Yeah, that's true. I still have no idea how the shield works. It's like sometimes they're 4 balls, sometimes they're 2.
Well,
Sometimes
they
you're
used up.
Neil Armstrong. I mean, Lance Armstrong, not Neil Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong? What do you mean?
Lance Armstrong only has 1 testicle.
For Christ's sake.
What?
Why, was it because of testicular cancer?
Probably.
Because I actually know a couple people that have had to have that procedure done. Don't
I wonder what would happen if I
diss it.
stood next to the... No, I'm not dissing it at all. I'm dissing Lance Armstrong.
Well, didn't he end up like saying he used steroids
Yeah.
at one point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the longest time, he was denying it. And eventually, on, like, Oprah of all things, he's just like, oh, yeah.
Everyone fesses up on Oprah.
It's weird. But I guess at that point, he had decided his biking career was over, so he might as well just cash in. So I want to see if I take damage standing next to the explosion.
What? No.
The answer is no.
Here we go.
I wonder if they can actually revoke people's titles and stuff for like a reveal of misconduct like that.
The Olympics will.
Mm-hmm. But he had done a lot of more like national bike races.
Yeah. I think he had some things revoked, actually, as a result of it. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at this. It's like a massive conch shell.
You mean like an ammonite?
Yeah, it's an ammonite shell. The helix. Okay. I don't understand that. I guess I understand it. It just...
Fossils, because it's a
No.
major choice in the game. It depends on...
No, I'm referring specifically to Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, of course, if you're playing the original Pokemon,
Sunlight at last.
you get your fossil fairly early on in the game. They decided to equate, like, the Helix fossil with anarchy and, like, all things good for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dome fossil with, like, the Dark Lord and evil and all sorts of stuff
Well,
like
which
that.
one did they end up choosing?
They ended up going with the Helix, of course.
Amazing! We survived! I didn't want to say anything in the cavern, but I was betting against us. In the words of my dear departed mother, always prepare for the worst, for it'll probably happen. There looks to be a settlement on the beach. Come, let's see who's at home. Ready when you are?
Well, let's go see who's at home on the next episode of Legend of Dead Kel. I really hope she dies, or something, or goes away, really. I just don't want to talk to her anymore. Like, they picked an appropriate voice actor for the personality. I just also hate it.
Well,
Not
hey, if a character brings out
that kind of
a
emotion.
response...
Yeah, no, she was definitely supposed to provoke that response. I just still don't like it. Anyway, we will see you guys next time. I hate how the waves go through that rock there. It's tacky.